Hello, welcome to this episode of the Semi Pro USL Show. It is the June 23rd edition, 2025. You've missed the last 2 days because I've had like personal life stuff going on. I was supposed to record Friday. Things got a little hairy. It's okay. It's all right. So we're here now. Because it's a Monday, there's so many matches to go over, so we're not really going to go over the matches. I want to give you just some updates on who's into the playoffs, who's out of the playoffs. Since the last time we were together, I don't believe we had any clinches in League Two. However, we did get a couple in W League. I think we talked about Asheville clinching recently, so that one happened. Minnesota Aurora clinched the playoffs with the Heartland division. The defending champions, NC Courage U23s, they clinched winning the South Atlantic division. I don't believe there were any other clinchings along the way. There were some big results, big blowouts, some close matches. So, I hate that we kind of missed those, but it is what it is. So, since we're here, I just want to go ahead and let's go ahead and start a little bit of League Two standings because that's where we're going to kind of go first. We're going to hit League Two standings and we're going to hit some League Two stats and then we'll go W League and so on and so forth. So, in the Chesapeake division, in top is going to be Virginia Beach. The next closest two teams are Northern Virginia and Lionsbridge with 18. In the Great Forest, Steel City and FC Buffalo are on top with 16. The next closest team is Toledo on 11. In the Great Lakes, Midwest United's on top with the Flint City at 19 points, but Flint City have 15, as do AFC Ann Arbor. In the Great Plains, Des Moines Menace have a commanding lead in first with 24 points. Next closest, Peoria City, last year's runners-up, with 15. In the Heartland division, on top is Minneapolis City on 17 points, but Swano FC is right behind with 16, and a close race for third at 15 points is Rochester and RKC Third Coast. In the Lone Star division, Laredo Heat find themselves on top with 14 points, and second is AHFC Royals on 16, but Lone Star right behind with 15. In the Metropolitan division, we have a tie on top with FC Motown and Long Island Rough Riders with 19, and second is the Hudson Valley Hammers. In the Mid-South, it is chaotic, people. There's a lot going on. So the Denton Diablos are on top with 19. Little Rock Rangers on 17 with a game in hand over the Diablos. Louisiana Crew have 16 points with one game in hand over Little Rock and 2 games in hand over Denton Diablos. So there's everything to play for in that Mid-South. In the Mid-Atlantic, on top is Westchester United on 20. The next closest is the Ocean City Nor'easters on 14. In the Mountain Division, Utah United on 22 with the Flatirons on 17. The North Cal 25 points is San Juan FC. And San Francisco City and San Francisco Glenn's tied for second on 18. That's fun. That's whenever we get to those matchups of second playing of that derby. I think it's second to last game of the season for them. So that's going to be really a good time to see who possibly gets into the playoffs. Vermont Green find themselves on top of the Northeast Division on 22, but the Western Mass Pioneers close behind on 20. With the Northwest Division, on top is Ballard FC. However, Snowmish is right behind on 17 and Lane United on 15. In the South Atlantic, on top is Charlotte Independence 2 on 21 points, and the second is Salem City FC on 18. In the South Central, you're perfect. Only one goal scored against Asheville City SC on 21 points, with Dothan United in second on 18. In the South Florida division, on top is Fort Lauderdale United on 22 points, but in second is St. Petersburg FC and Sarasota Paradise on 19, with both of those teams with 2 games in hand over Fort Lauderdale. In the Southeast region, Southeast division, Sporting Jackson on top with 19, with Nona FC on 15. In the Southwest division, on top is Capo FC with 20, and second is Redlands FC, but Ventura Fusion and FC Tucson very close behind, with Ventura County has 3 games in hand over Capo FC, so that should be getting interesting there. And in the Valley Division, kind of wrapping itself up nicely. Fort Wayne find themselves on top with 22 points and Lexington on 17. Nobody else is really close. All right, so those are your League Two standings. So let's get to some stats. Some interesting ones for me. First off, let's go to I wanted to just look at some team leaders because I think this is interesting. The most goals scored by a team, if my computer will load, there it goes. San Juan SC has scored 34 goals so far this year. Des Moines Menace has scored 32. FC Tucson with 31, which San Juan and FC Tucson get to play against Coachella. So take grain of salt. Des Moines Menace, however, really having to play hard in that Heartland division. So that's absolutely something that's interesting to see. So the amount of goals against the best team in the league. So something's going on here. This says Columbus United hasn't conceded a single goal. I don't believe that's true. I do believe Columbus United has definitely conceded goals. Yeah, they've conceded 9, so I don't know what's going on with that. But both Asheville City and Vermont Green have only allowed 1 goal all year long. 1 goal. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. And then the last one was ball possession, which the Columbus one was a little bit weird, so I'm not sure if I'm going to trust this. So I'm just going to ignore Columbus United allegedly being on 56% of possession because their other thing was weird. But the Ocean State Nor'easters seem to be on top with 54.5% of possession, which really got me thinking. That shocks me. That really shocks me that the total possession is that low. There are really good players and really good teams. I'm just really surprised that there isn't a team that craves possession more than just 54%. I don't know if it's because they don't have enough time to play together over the summer and get really used to each other, but that's a low percentage mark, at least in my mind, of a team when you think about how short the season is and all the other stuff that comes with it. So I find that absolutely fascinating. So let's look at some players stuff, some player statistic brought to you by apparently Best Western, according to the League Two website, which, yeah, shout out. Jean Batista still on top with 9 goals, and Jack Stenrod with 9 for Long Island Rough Riders. Zach Giles with 7, Felix Ewald with 7, and Dominique Bachstein with 7 as well for Des Moines Menace. I'm going to go to assist. I'm not sure when's the last time this was updated. I don't see. It's fine. Yoshia Okawa with 6 assists, and Donovan Phillip with 6 assists. Okawa with Des Moines Menace, and Phillip with the Flint City Bucks. Quinn Mahoney with 5 assists. Paul Caleri with 5 assists as well. Sam One, Mahoney, and Tucson with Caleri. And then we're going to go down to saves because someone help who Joshua Moya still on top with 41. Joshua Moya still has 41 saves. Go on, young king. Jack Christini, the next closest, again, 41 saves from Moya. Jack Christini with 32 from Lansing City. Not ideal. So there's that. So let's go over now to the W League. Check out the W League standings. Like we said, we had a couple of clinchings, so some fun stuff happening there. Actually, I think I might saw that Annapolis Blues have already clinched as well, but maybe we've already discussed that. I think we've already talked about that. If not, you just heard it again. Annapolis Blues on top with 25 points. The next closest Virginia Beach on 18, and that is with the Chesapeake Division. In the Great Forest, the Riveters of Pittsburgh find themselves on top with 18 points. The next closest is FC Buffalo on 14. In the Great Lakes, we have AFC Ann Arbor on 17 points, Detroit City FC on 16. In the Heartland Division, Minnesota Aurora, who did already clinch, on 29 points with Riverlight FC on 22. In the Lone Star Division, on top is the AAUFC Royals with 21 points. However, Lone Star on 19, right behind them with a game in hand. That should be interesting. In the Metropolitan on top, we'll have Paisley Athletic on 19, but right behind them is Cedar Stars on 17. In the Mid-Atlantic, we have Eagle FC on 19 points with Northern Virginia on 16. In the Mountain Division, Utah United on 21 points, Colorado Storm on 18. In the North Cal Division, the Stockton Cargo on top with 26 points, San Juan SC on 21, and Oakland Soul on 20. So some interesting stuff going on out there. Excuse me. FC FC Olympia on top of the Northwest Division in 21 points, Salmon Bay on 16. In the SoCal Division, SC Blue Heat Santa Clarita on 21, tied with them on 21 is Capo FC. In the South Atlantic Division, they've already clinched, so the NC Courage on 28 points. The next closest teams are South Carolina United and Charlotte Eagles on 18 points. In the South Central, Asheville SC, who's already clinched on 28 points. The next closest team would be Southern Soccer Academy on 17. In the Southeast Division, Sporting Jacks on top with 27 points. The next closest team would be TLH Reckoning on 21. And finally, in the Valley Division, it is all coming down to the final few weeks. Kingshammer FC Cincinnati on 20 points and Racing Louisville on 17. So that is awful interesting. It's all coming down to it. It's all to play for. So let's hit some stats. So team goals. FC Olympia, San Francisco Glens, and Utah United all on 32 goals so far this season. TLH Reckoning on 30. Racing Louisville and Sporting Jacks on 29. And if I go on goals against, the teams that have conceded the least, again, it seems like a few of these might be a little bit off because it says Challenge FC, FC Olympia, Fort Lauderdale, Lone Star, and Westdale Roadies have all conceded 0. I don't think that's true. I can see if anybody has a 0 in that column because I thought the lowest was the Aurora. Salmon Bay have only conceded 1 goal. Let's see if there's any others. As I'm scrolling. This is wonderful podcasting. Way to go, Kayla. Proud of you. Yeah, there's just not much there. So it looks like some of these goals have not been kind of counted up yet or updated yet. So the last time it was updated was on the 19th. So be aware of that. And then the possession. This is, again, I just want to look at this possession stuff. Where Minnesota Aurora. See, this is what I expected. Minnesota Aurora and Salmon Bay. Minnesota Aurora has 59.5% and Salmon Bay on 56.8. When I was talking about League Two having kind of low possession numbers, that's one more I was expecting. I was expecting some team like the Aurora to be super dominant on the ball and just say, hey, we're going to control the ball here. We're going to have a good time. Maybe it's a lot more even in the League Two, or maybe there's just teams like who are like the Aurora who have just been around and played together for several years now. And they just know each other better and know their tendencies, and maybe they just play better together. So I don't know what it is, but it is still there. That is those stats. And now let's go over to the player leaderboard where it's loading. Malika Bulatovic on 8 goals with Northern Virginia, and Jenny Lackey on 8 goals for FC Olympia. Samantha Urbach on 7 goals with that Kingshammer FC Cincinnati, and a whole lot on 6, a whole lot of 5, and a lot on 4. Now when we go over to the W League, Leah Kunde on 5 assists, Audrey Shackelford on 5 assists, Kunde with Racing Louisville, Shackelford on San Juan SC, Skylar Cornell on 4 assists with FC Buffalo, and Rachel Walters on 4 assists for Virginia Beach. And for the saves number, last time I think it was a Detroit City goalkeeper on top, if I'm remembering correctly. Oh, it's not that anymore. Ella Katrachoville, Kratochville. I'm sorry, from RKC Third Coast on 41 saves. Someone help her. Alyssa Lapointe on 35 saves with Detroit City, and Griselda Revolrio on 34 saves. So those are kind of the standings updates. Those are kind of your stats updates. We'll be back into getting to some more stuff tomorrow, a lot more of the quick hitters. I might have to go early tomorrow. I have to record early tomorrow, but no matter what, it will be uploaded. And so, yeah, thank you all so much. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you for watching another episode of the USL Show.
The USL Show is now proudly part of the Protagonist podcast family. Please go to protagonistsoccer.com to check out more work. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see everyone again next time.